watching Batman across the chamber and saying evenly that he could end all of this right now. Batman says he knows. Neither one moves. And honestly, that stalemate is the most canon-accurate beat in the whole video. Everyone bought Doomsday Clock for the God versus Superman slugfest, and the actual ending is that the fight never happens.
Boys, I'm gonna be going away next week, so I'm gonna try to have at least like a couple Johns like next week for you guys, but in the meantime, we're gonna do this. Could the Justice League survive the Watchmen?
Nope.
Everybody that's a part of like the Watchmen besides Dr. Manhattan, yeah, like, I mean, what is there? Owlman, Rorschach, Ned John, and whoever else. But yeah, I don't the Justice League don't stand a chance, only for the simple fact that the Watchmen had Dr. Manhattan, and Dr. Manhattan once rewrote the whole entire DC universe. So do with that what you will. Like, you know what I mean? Dude's busted.
Out of my way. People have to be told.
You know I can't let you do that.
If you'd cared from the start, none of this would have happened.
I can change almost anything, but I can't change human nature.
Do it!
All he has to do is wave his hand and like they're dead, right? Like it's that simple. It's that simple. This one's gonna be crazy though. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Hit that like button, hit that sub button if you haven't already. Could the Justice League survive the Watchmen? They don't have anybody for Dr. Manhattan. I guess you could say Superman. It's gonna come down to Superman. Like Superman and Wonder Woman, I guess, because apparently Superman is the only one able to stop Wonder Woman if she ever went rogue. So Wonder Woman's apparently busted as too. So I don't know. But yeah, let's check this out, boys.
3:47 a.m. New York is burning, and the people setting the fires are wearing masks. The Justice League has never lost. Not to alien armadas, not to reality benders, not to gods with armies. This time is different. Because the masked figures torching Midtown weren't built to win fights. They were built to prove that winning fights doesn't fix anything. Two members of the league don't walk out of this video, and the whole time it's happening...
This is a first. He said 2 members of the league don't walk out of this video. Oh my God, this is about to be brutal. Hold on.
One masked man nobody's even looking for is sitting alone in the ice, filling a notebook with the only thing that can save him. This is Mike. We're back for another awesome video for Nerd Science. Leave your like, subscribe, and let's roll it.
I'm so hyped he chose to do Watchmen, bro. Like, oh my God, Watchmen is so good. And if you guys have seen the movie, let me know down in the comments below how you guys feel about the movie, because the movie is like, it's beautiful.
Me, because the real question isn't who hits hardest, it's whether being a god means anything when the enemy
erases gods.
The only emperor of the galaxy.
Cooked, bro.
He can edit the rules reality runs on, and whether the two who walk out actually won or were just allowed to. Chapter 1.
Yeah, they were just allowed to, let's be honest. Yeah.
The New York incursion. Batman reads it in 4 seconds, fires across Midtown. No civilian casualties yet. 2 heat signatures moving fast through the smoke on 42nd Street. He calls it street level and tells the League to contain, not engage. Right call, wrong enemy. Night Owl comes in first. His airship, Dan Dreiberg, actually named it Archimedes, and in the book, he built the thing himself out of real aerospace work. Drops over 6th Avenue and floods the street with directed sound. Frequencies tuned to scramble your inner ear and put a crowd on the ground without a scratch. Translation, it makes you too dizzy to stand. Works on anybody, doesn't work on Batman, whose suit eats the residents. And he's inside the cockpit in 90 seconds with Dreiberg zip-tied to his own seat. 2 blocks south, Silk Spectre meets Wonder Woman. Now, Lori Jupiter is one of the best pure hand-to-hand fighters on Earth. Trained since childhood, no wasted motion. She lands the first combination clean. It does nothing. Wonder Woman isn't tanking the hits, she's just not registering them the way a human body has to. 11 seconds. Lori hits the ground, unhurt, completely out of options. And then the strangest matchup of the night, the comedian finds the Flash. Quick aside, because I love this detail, Eddie Blake getting murdered is literally the first page of Watchmen, so a comedian who's up and walking around is your first tell that this Earth is off the rails. He doesn't try to outrun a speedster. He pulls a sidearm and puts 3 rounds into a storefront 20 feet to Barry's left, just to make him stop and look. Barry stops. What he sees is a man enjoying this. A war's worth of damage behind the grin. And it doesn't scare him so much as sit wrong. The violence has a texture speedsters never get to see this close. 3 minutes after touchdown, 4 of the Watchmen are contained. No injuries, no collateral.
See, like, that's what I'm saying. They're contained already. And then this whole rest of this video is going to be Dr. Manhattan rewriting everybody's biology and like that. Like, it's going to be insane.
Almost no effort. Batman calls it clean. Here's where I need you to slow down with me, because this is the move I'd have made too. And it's the whole video. Adrian Veidt didn't send those 4 to win. He sent them to be caught. Every second the league spent reading Dreyberg's tech and clocking the comedian's patterns, Veidt was reading the league. Response times, containment order, who moves first, who holds back. The smartest man alive just had the Justice League hand him a complete tactical profile of themselves and call it a victory. And that's not me inventing a feat for him. In the original book, his entire plan is a chess game he wins by accounting for the one move everyone else forgets to make. The League just forgot to make it. Nobody notices Ozymandias isn't in New York at all. The message from Carnack arrives while Batman's still reading the scene. Text only, an address in Antarctica, a timestamp, and a request to talk. Batman says no. They go anyway, because the League always goes anyway, and because a quieter voice in the back of his head is telling him that a man this far ahead already planned for them refusing. He's right. He just doesn't know how right. Chapter 1. Survival Tier S. Dominant, clean, and completely wrong about what's waiting. Chapter 2. The Carnack Trap. Carnack is silent when they land. No guards, no turrets, no visible weapons. Just a man standing in a white corridor with his hands behind his back, watching them the way a chess player watches a board 2 moves from checkmate. Adrian Veidt is the smartest man in the world, and I mean that the way his own universe means it. Tested, measured, on the record. His reflexes are the fastest ever documented for a baseline.
Check this out.
Wow.
I'll show you how I afforded this car.
I don't even really think about him too much, because Dr. Manhattan, like,
$118 for car insurance.
He takes
That's
everything.
how much I was paying.
Like,
Okay?
It's all about
And
Dr.
human.
Manhattan.
In the back half of Watchmen, Lori empties a gun at him and he catches the bullet out of the air. Not dodges, catches.
What?
Because he's already solved her trigger pull before it broke. Standing against 6 leaguers, he looks bored. Batman clocks the exits, then the ceiling, then the floor. Something about the floor is wrong. He doesn't say it fast enough. The tachyon generators have been running for 6 hours. Veidt didn't flip them on when the League arrived. He saturated the building overnight so there'd be no spike to notice, no moment of ignition. Translation for the tachyons: particles that run backward through time and scramble anything trying to read the future. And in the comics, that is the exact trick that beats Dr. Manhattan.
Right.
Tachyons are the one thing that blinds a man who can see what's coming. Veidt isn't improvising here, he's running his own greatest hit. Flash feels it first, because the Speed Force, the energy field a speedster plugs into to move, is the most sensitive thing in the room. 1 second, he's cataloging exits. The next, the connection is just gone. not slow, absent, like a radio dropping out in a tunnel. He opens his mouth to say something and realizes he's standing still for the first time in years. Superman's edge goes next. Not his strength, his timing. Kal-El reads a situation a fraction of a second faster than conscious thought, and the tachyon noise turns that clean signal into a strobe. He's still the strongest body in the room, he just can't tell where the hit's coming from. Hold on to that detail, because it's the only reason what happens next happens at all. Then, Dr. Manhattan's there. No entrance. He presents the way a drop in temperature's present. You notice you're already inside it. He looks at Superman the way an engineer looks at a wall that has to come down. And then he takes him apart. Not violently, that's the part that makes it worse. Here's the mechanism. Slow down with me. The intrinsic field is the invisible agreement that keeps every atom in your body holding hands and calling itself a solid object. Manhattan just lets go of it. He did it to himself by accident in his origin, and a Rorschach on purpose at the end of the book. And both times, the body didn't burn or shatter. It stopped agreeing to be a thing. Now, the honest power scaling note, because this is the beat people are going to fight about in the comments. The actual Watchmen meets DC crossover, Doomsday Clock, spent 12 issues building to Manhattan versus Superman, and the punchline is that Manhattan can't see how that fight ends. He looks down his own timeline, and there's nothing past Superman but black. So no, in a straight confrontation, a god does not casually unmake the Man of Steel. The only way Veidt wins this is to make sure it never becomes that confrontation. That is what the tachyons are for. Blind Superman's edge first, strike before the variable he represents can ever wake up, and take the one unwinnable fight off the board before it starts. Wonder Woman moves the instant Manhattan touches him. Her armor, forged below Olympus, genuinely some of the best craftsmanship in the setting, shifts into combat configuration and never reaches him, because Olympus works in the physical world. Manhattan works one layer underneath it, in the place where the physical world's rules get written. She comes apart the same way. The corridor is quieter than it was a moment ago. Chapter 2, Survival Tier F. The trap worked perfectly. It was always going.
So, let me guess, Batman and Flash, they get spared because they're cool. I guess they get spared because of their personalities or something. I don't know. Why do Batman and Flash get spared, I wonder?
2. Chapter 3, The Rorschach Protocol. Batman doesn't panic. He retreats, which is a different thing. He pulls Flash, Green Lantern, and Aquaman out through the eastern wall of Carnack. Not a door, the wall. Because Veidt designed every door in this building. And Batman isn't walking through anything Ozymandias built on purpose. 200 meters out into the ice, 60-knot wind, and nobody feels it. They're all still in that corridor. Rorschach finds him in 11 minutes. He comes out of the dark without a word, the ink blot mask crawling across his face, a battered notebook tucked under one arm. And there's your payoff. That's the man who's been writing in the ice this whole time. He's been camped out here 3 days watching the perimeter. Walter Kovacs is the one Watchman who refused Veidt's plan. And I want to be precise about this because it's the most important thing the original book ever did with him. In Watchmen, Walter looks at what Adrian did to New York, refuses to call mass murder peace, and Manhattan vaporizes him in the snow for it. So, the man handing Batman a way to beat Dr. Manhattan is the one person on Earth who already died, refusing to stay quiet about a smaller version of the same crime. That's not a fan fiction flourish. That is just who he is. He drops the notebook. Batman reads it in about 40 seconds. It isn't about Manhattan's power. Everyone knows the power. It's about his attention. And okay, I know what this is starting to feel like. 4 chapters in, a lot of physics, and you're wondering if the team that just lost 2 gods in a hallway has any real shot here. Stay, because this is the part where the video turns, and the flaw Walter found is small and real, and the whole game. Manhattan sees time the way you see a room. Every corner at once, all of it there. But seeing every corner isn't the same as looking at one. Access isn't focus. His perception.
No. No. I love when they show games like this. Like it doesn't even play like this. Like
Covers
ad.
everything. His attention can't. Because attention is finite and choice is real even for a god. His certainty comes from having already watched every version of events inside his timeline. He knows what happens because he's already seen it happen. So the crack is any variable he has never observed. Something genuinely new. Hand him that, and he can't fast forward to check the ending. He has to stop, pick one timeline, and actually live it. And in the half second he's choosing, he's close to mortal. And here's the part of the file I'd never have caught on my own, because it comes straight out of the canon. In Doomsday Clock, the DC universe itself fights Manhattan. It treats him as an error and uses its heroes to correct it. And the comic names the hero leading that resistance, the Flash. The fastest man alive is the one reality reaches for.
And of course he becomes Dr. Manhattan, or it's either him or Wally West. I forget which one, but one of them becomes Dr. Manhattan after Dr. Manhattan is Dr. Manhattan.
Or when something is editing it from the outside. So when Walter's plan puts the Flash at the center of the whole thing, that isn't a guess. That is the canon answer to who unsticks a frozen timeline. 2 jobs then. Hal Jordan builds something Manhattan has never seen. The Flash reopens the door. Flash takes the tachyon field, not avoiding it this time, running straight through it at the exact frequency the field oscillates at. So he phases instead of bouncing, and the
One thing I don't understand though is if Dr. Manhattan can see everything, how does he not see that Hal Jordan is gonna create something that he's never seen before if he can already see everything? Like, you know what I mean? Oh, because of the building, right? Isn't the building stopping him from seeing forward or something like that? Something like that, I think. I don't know. Forget.
The whole thing destabilizes from the inside. 1 second of reconnection is all they need. Batman looks at Rorschach. The mask shifts. They have 1 shot. Ozymandias already knows they're coming, and Manhattan might. Chapter 3, Survival Tier C. Alive, organized, and holding a plan with exactly
Barely.
1 moving part they can't test in advance. Chapter 4, The Final Battle. No speech, no formation, no moment of collective courage before the charge. Batman gives a single hand signal and they move, because the only edge they have left is that Ozymandias expects them to hesitate. Flash hits the field at a full sprint, dead center, vibrating at the frequency Walter's notebook pulled from 3 days of readings. The ice cracks. The pressure drops. For half a second, the field shudders like a speaker pushed past its limit. And then it's just gone. Not an explosion, more like the silence after one. The Speed Force snaps back. Barry gasps. He has been running for years, and that half second of nothing was the longest moment of his life. Manhattan turns, and Manhattan does not turn. He processes. Turning means something reached him that he didn't already know was coming. That's when Hal Jordan builds the thing. And before he does, the canon detail that makes this my favorite beat in the whole script. In Doomsday Clock, Manhattan erases a Green Lantern. The original one, Alan Scott. Manhattan reaches into 1940 and slides his lantern 6 inches out of reach during a train crash. And the first Green Lantern just dies, never exists, takes the entire Justice Society down with him. That is the track record here. The last time a god on this level met a Green Lantern, he didn't fight the ring. He deleted the man before he ever touched it. So Hal isn't betting he can outmuscle that. He's betting on the one thing you cannot pre-delete, a thought that was never written down anywhere. A ring runs on willpower and imagination, and Hal reaches for a memory from before the pilot, before the ring, before any of this. Something he's never told Carol, something never told another Lantern, never filed in a debrief. It belongs to him and to no timeline Manhattan has ever read. It goes up over Carnack in hard green light. Specific.
Check this out.
What?
This is how
What
I
is
can
going
afford
on?
this
Green Lantern's
insurance.
doing all that. Can't Manhattan just
covered. See the
Like,
breakdown
goodbye,
right
buddy.
here. And now,
And personal. And for one full second, the God who sees all of time at once does not know what comes next. Batman is already through the corridor. Vite meets him in the main chamber, moving faster than anything Batman's fought without powers. Fluid, precise, repositioning before the first strike lands. But Batman didn't come back to win on Vite's terms. He spent the whole retreat studying New York. Every angle, every adjustment. And he knows the truth about that speed. It needs distance to build into something dangerous.
Did he say New York, or did he meant to say that dude, right?
So he takes the distance away. He crowds the fight into close geometry where the smartest man alive can't get his momentum up, turning Vite's single greatest advantage into dead weight. Aquaman floods the lower levels meanwhile, seawater through every vent, drowning the backup systems Vite needs to pull this back under his control. Then Manhattan refocuses. The second ends. The construct fades. The weight of his attention drops back into the chamber, and Batman knows it's over before he looks up. The League does not win. What they get instead is Vite standing down, field dead, systems flooded, plan cracked, and Manhattan perfectly still, watching Batman across the chamber and saying evenly that he could end all of this right now. Batman says he knows. Neither one moves. And honestly, that stalemate is the most canon-accurate beat in the whole video. Everyone bought Doomsday Clock for the God versus Superman slugfest, and the actual ending is that the fight never happens. Manhattan looks
this is
all
actually
of this
badass.
right
Hold on,
now.
let me see.
Batman says he knows. Neither one moves. And honestly, that stalemate is the most canon-accurate beat in the whole video. Everyone bought
So they just never
Doomsday
fought.
Clock for the God
He said, "I understand now."
versus Superman slugfest, and the actual ending
I like these panels. These panels look so cool. Damn. Just never happened.
is that the fight never happens. Manhattan looks at what these people are willing to die for and chooses to stand down. A being who calls himself, in his own words, the man of inaction. The League didn't earn a knockout. They earned the one outcome a god like this ever really offers. He lets you walk. Chapter 4. Survival tier C+. Still standing. 2 members aren't. Whether that counts as a win depends on what you think winning means.
Winning is them taking down Dr. Manhattan and having him beg for mercy. That's winning. They didn't win.
The Justice League walked in as gods and found out gods have a molecular address somebody else can pull up. The survivors didn't beat the Watchmen. They survived them. And those are not the same result. So here's the one I genuinely can't answer for you. If Manhattan, the man who sees every ending before it happens, let them walk out of that chamber, was the stalemate real? Or just one more variable he had already folded into his outcome before they ever landed? Drop your answer in the comments and subscribe. Part 2 ends very differently.
Part 2? Wait, so we're getting part 2 of this? What? Well, let me know what you guys think. Comments below. Hit that like button, hit that sub button if you haven't already. Could the Justice League survive the Watchmen? No. They don't. And the way he talks in the movie too.
You know I can't let you do that. I can change almost anything.
Just like, it's so, it's like, okay. Like, I get it. Like, man in action. Like, oh my God, that movie is so good. Now I want to watch it. Now I need to watch it. That was humiliation. Like, Superman came in, he said, Wonder Woman came in, he said, Batman came in, he just sit there and looked at him like, you know, you're kind of cool, you're nice, I'll let you go. Dude's broken.